Religion is going to make you think and believe that breaking generational curses is all about calling a priest or a pastor to pray a chain of prayers upon your family so that you can be delivered. Religion is going to make you believe that breaking generational patterns is finding that little tiny bottle that your grandparents or your aunt or uncle has tied some things, maybe a picture of you, a piece of cloth that belonged to either of you, the extended family members, the relatives, into it. But the real generational curse breaker is the one who realizes that it is breaking the patterns. It is making a conscious decision that whatever patterns have been happening in their lives, whether it's from their entire family tree lineage, it is going to end with them. Example, it is you deciding that you're not going to give birth to children because you're not capable of taking care of them, because that is what happened to you and you ended up being abandoned. Maybe you didn't even get basic needs, you didn't get something like an education, and you decide it is going to end with you. You decide that your kids, your children are not going to ever experience that kind of lifestyle. That is you breaking the cycle. It is you breaking the curses. You're most welcome to Miss on a Mission. If you are new here, I am Rhoda and I welcome you on this channel. We talk about everything lifestyle, self-development, evolution, and anything that can make us elevate our lives for the better. Recently, we've seen a rise in people talking about, oh, I am the chosen one. Oh, I am the generational breaker. I am the curse breaker. But what does it take to become a generational breaker? Do you decide that you are a generational breaker, or are you chosen by God? And how do you break the patterns? How do you break these curses that are or have been in your family? The truth is this: as a generational curse breaker, it is not easy. It is not an easy task. You will have to come through so many things, and some are even hard to break. But that does not mean that they are unbreakable. When you consciously decide that you are going to be the first person to ever get education, it doesn't matter whether you're going to achieve it at the age of 40, 80, it doesn't matter. You become a generational curse or pattern breaker when you consciously decide that you're not going to beat your children black and blue because that is what you experienced, and instead you're going to do parenting in a different way. You break the curse when you decide that you're not going to give birth to children. You're not going to bring kids into this world because you're not able to take care of them. Then you become a curse pattern breaker. And how easy is this task? Because when you see this kind of video and you come through the comment section, everyone in the comment section is a curse breaker. Everyone in the comment section is a generational pattern breaker. But how true is this? In order for you to break these patterns, you have to move differently. And different means as an individual. You cannot pick your brothers and sisters. You cannot pick your sibling. You cannot sit your family down and tell them, now this is how we need to carry on life. Instead, you set yourself apart from everyone and you decide it ends with you. I don't know how many of us have watched the movie It Ends With Us, or even read that book. When the author, aka Hoover, notices that the patterns that she was going through in her marriage were the same patterns that her mother had gone through, and she consciously decides that the daughter shouldn't experience that kind of life, shouldn't ever see the parents living that kind of life, experiencing that kind of life, she took a divorce. And It is not the easiest thing, because this is someone you've been involved emotionally with. You even now have a child together. This is your blood, your shared blood. It is so hurtful. It is so painful. But she decides at that very moment that her daughter should never see the father battering the mother. And especially in this generation, most of us are so good in talking. We are very good when it comes to a lot of empty talk. We talk a lot. I am the chosen one in our family. I am the generational curse breaker in our family. What are you doing that is different? That is guaranteeing you that the life of the people, of the children that are going to come after you, are going to experience a different life. You might start and want to give up in the middle of the journey. But I want you to ask yourself, how bad do you want it for your children? You're not doing it for everyone in that family, but the minute you do it, you decide a new way of doing things. You start a new pattern for the generation that is coming and for the rest of generations that are coming. Because if you're going to give your children better education, if you're going to give your children better lifestyle, if your children never have to experience financial crisis in their life because you chose best, because you chose a different life, because you decided to give them a different life, then you, my darling, inspire the rest of the family members to do better. You realize that when most of the times when a family, for example, has a lawyer, a single lawyer, let's say for instance it's the last one in a single family that becomes a lawyer, you realize that in the next generation, 2-3 generations to come, there must be other lawyers. You are going to give birth to other lawyers. That is what generational patterns looks like. That is how new patterns are achieved. That is how you break the patterns in your family tree lineage. And today this video is for us who are pursuing something different, who are questioning the belief system of their family, the people who are questioning the status quo of their family. It is for you to be encouraged. It is for you to be motivated. It is for you to be inspired and know that it is hard, but it doesn't mean it is not achievable. It might take longer than you anticipated, but that does not mean it is not achievable. If you want it so bad, I promise you, there is nothing that is going to stop you from achieving it. If you've not subscribed to Miss on a Mission, how about you consider subscribing and make sure you like and leave me a comment. Go out and be the best versions of yourselves that you've always wanted to be. Until the next one, I'll see you then.